I really liked it. I thought it was simple, but I kind of enjoyed the fact that it was. It seemed, as I typed to Savanna on AIM while I was watching it, I thought it was very respectful of the movie, and wasn't this glitz and glamour, overdone music video. It just really seemed plain and appropriate for a District 12 type setting, and I just thought it was a nice slice of Hunger Games for the fans, and really for and what's nice too is I think it's great that they kept talking about Taylor Swift fans being a little different from Hunger Games fans. Well, maybe they'll start to be also Hunger Games fans, because I think she brings in such a large group of people, and to hear the way she talked about the Hunger Games, how much she liked it, I thought was very inspiring. And yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of hers. I think she's a really sweet girl, and she has songs that I like a good number of them, and that's my piece. Now let's hear what everyone else has to say and massacre me to the ground if I'm wrong in thinking that was a good music video. Savanna, do you want to go next, or do you want to open to the floor?
Let's just open it to the floor. I'll share my thoughts at the end if I have anything sort of unique to say.
So who wants to be the lucky customer or unlucky? Courtney, I'm nominating you as a vocal person.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not a big music video person. Just because it's usually it's the same 4 locations that they're singing and doing something. But I think it was really beautifully shot, and I was kind of afraid that they were going to put footage from the movie in it, and I'm glad they didn't. And they just had simple things like her picking up the Mockingjay pin in the video, or there was one shot of berries on a bush. So it was simple, and I'm glad that they didn't use footage from it. So.
No, great.
I kind of have to agree with the Courtney. I'm kind of glad that they didn't use any scenes either. I like they just used subtle pieces, and I love the way Taylor Swift looked. I think she looked so good through the whole thing.
Yeah, I agree with that, by the way, and in a good way. And she didn't look overly, scantily clad or anything like that. She just seemed very pretty, and I think in a pure way that anybody could admire.
I thought she looked real, not just natural, but she kind of pure. She wasn't overdone. They didn't overdo it.
Right. No, I totally agree. According to Hamish, anyway, it brought back memories of Mary in District 12 when she was. That's what I heard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I really liked the choice of wardrobe, I guess you would say. She said in the Q&A afterwards that it was a 1920s vintage nightgown, and I thought that was really cool because it was very beautiful, and it had that same sort of, and I know that for the District 12 costumes, they seem to have gone with a more 1930s look, but I liked the fact that it kind of had that same sort of aesthetic to it. It felt very much like what we've seen so far from the movie version of District 12, and I thought that was really neat.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, by the way. I thought, which we've been looking, at least I spent sneaking glances at my Movie Illustrated guide at work today.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Was anyone disappointed that there weren't any new movie scenes, or were we all pretty much happy that it was scene-free?
I was really, really, really glad that there was no, movie clips in it. I just think it would have kind of, I don't know, I just thought it might have, cheapened it a little bit. I think that they need to save the movie for the movie, and I loved all those subtle hints, and not going to lie, I did get a little teary-eyed when I saw the Mockingjay pin. Just saying.
You're not alone in it, though. You're not alone in that.
Good to know.
Jessica, since I'll pick on you, since you are a musical person, and I don't know, what your expertise is as far as music videos goes, or as far as music videos go. Oh, sorry, my grammar there was terrible. But Jessica, what did you think about the music video?
I thought it was good. It was nice and classily done. I was confused at one point, though. I haven't watched it a million times, but was that a disappearing silver doe? I was like, are we in the wrong fandom here?
Yeah, I'm actually glad that you brought that up because I had already sort of forgotten about that deer. Yeah, there's sort of a ghostly deer that appears at one point. And I'm wondering, like, what do we think the symbolism is behind that?
What I thought the symbolism behind that was, like, kind of like the loss of, like, innocence. I just really felt like it was kind of like some sort of reference to Rue because, you know, she just, like, I thought it faded into ashes. I mean, I thought that's what it looked like. Yeah. So I just thought it was kind of like this whole, like, loss of innocent life type deal and how nothing is as pretty as it seems and, you know, like the fire is going to have casualties.
That's a great interpretation.
That was
I like
good.
that.
That was amazing.
Yes.
I think we all know that was really Snape's Patronus, by the way.
Right. I was trying to think about any kind of negative feedback that I saw on Twitter, and I think I saw a couple of people mention that they wish the Civil Wars had been more involved because they kind of just were sitting in a room in the front of a fireplace. Does anyone have any comments on that?
I do. This is Rebekah. Well, they're essentially background for the song, so I think it makes sense for them to do background in the video. But I can understand if you're a huge Civil Wars fan, you want to see more of them. But not in this venue. Maybe they'll do a video for their song that's independent from anyone else that's on the soundtrack, but not for this.
I thought it was nice that they were actually included because I think so many people recognize this now as just a Taylor Swift song and sort of forget that they play a heavy role in it as well. So I wasn't even really expecting to see them in the video, so I was very glad that they were there, even if they were just kind of like chilling out in front of the fireplace.
Well, don't we all want to do that right now?
Yeah, pretty much, yes. That's where I want to be.
So on this topic, because I know I saw this question on Twitter, I think it might have been yesterday or the day before, is Safe and Sound playing on the radio right now? Has anyone heard it?
I actually asked that question, and a bunch of people, I asked it on Twitter, and a bunch of people replied and told me that it wasn't, or at least they hadn't heard it anywhere. But I'm wondering if after the debut of this music video, if maybe it will get some radio play. I know it's not really a sort of traditional radio song, but I don't know. I think people love it, and I can hear it, or I can see it. Wait, I don't even know how to phrase this thing, but I can envision it being played on the radio. Like, it wouldn't seem out of place to me if it just suddenly came on. I don't know.
Yeah, I maybe closer to the movie, it'll be on, and if the Hunger Games takes off like Titanic, it might even be on over and over and over and over again. Like My Heart Will Go On.
Like My Heart Will Go On.
And
I'm
on
probably
and on.
the only person on the planet that never got sick of that song.
You never got sick
of it?
No, I love Titanic and I love that song. Celine Dion is probably my guiltiest pleasure ever. I kind of love her music. It's really embarrassing. But yeah, I could listen to that song.
It was a really great song, but like the radio station in my town used to play it like 2-3 times an hour. So
that's a bit much. Okay, I'll admit that. That's a little bit much. Does anyone have any last thoughts about the music video? I know there are a couple of people we haven't heard from. Natalie, did you share your opinion yet?
No. I actually just got a chance to watch the video because I missed it when it first aired. Yeah, I thought it was, really lovely. I think the geek in me always kind of wish that we could get something that was a little more explicitly Hunger Games, but I think they did a really good job of, like, for anyone who only wants to kind of, like, dip their toes a little bit in the uninitiated, I think it's, like, it gives you an idea of the vibe of it without having to, like, understand, because, like, even the pin, when she picks up, like, it's not cheesy because it fits with the aesthetic very nicely. I mean, the one thing I couldn't shake, though, and they couldn't do anything about this, was just that Taylor Swift looked so much like Prim to me, and it was weird because she was very, like, active and walking through all this, like, destruction and fire, and then the woman from the Civil Wars, of course, looks a little like Katniss, and so that kind of threw me off, but overall I thought it was really, really lovely, very ethereal.
I actually think that's a really great point. It does absolutely convey sort of the tone of the film in a beautiful way. I saw a few people on Twitter suggesting that Taylor Swift was actually Madge, and I thought that was really funny because she's in like this white dress and she finds the pin. So maybe she's Madge sort of after the bombing of District 12, and she has survived or something. I don't know.
She's a ghost.
She's a ghost. Oh my gosh, that's really sad.